the crunches.
That's what you get.
What's up, guys? Old Head Mike here, Metalcore Mommy Montana. Welcome to our review for the second episode of World Beyond, entitled Blaze of Gory, which it was anything but gory.
I'm sorry I let you get attacked by a werewolf and then into the world.
So got some notes here, and there's not many of them, because again, it's pretty slow.
It was a terrible episode.
Slow burn.
Again.
I don't know if what they're going for is just maybe they've shown so much action and shit in the other series, Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, that maybe they're trying to do something different, which is just more character driven. But
and
I don't know if that's what they're doing or if they're just, I don't know. It's
taking too long. First of all, there was one, literally, I'm not being over dramatic, one zombie kill that whole episode, and it was at the very fucking end, not even by the main character, group that we have going on. They never fucking, I don't know, that shit was really annoying the whole time, and I think that it's funny that now there's a rumor that Rick is going to be in this show, and that's literally all they're going to ride on. Is that rumor, because it's fucking terrible. It's a bad show.
I don't know, maybe Rick's gonna come in and teach him. He's gonna do good old Rick,
Yeah, but
this isn't how you live. You gotta.
They should not rely that heavily on the original show. You gotta be scared. It's bad. It's a bad show.
Anyway, so we'll go over a little bit of the plot. Like I said, there's not much. I have 6 bullet points. All right, so they're traveling. And you get to see the girl. I can't remember any of their fucking names right now because
Iris
they're.
And Hope.
Yeah, Iris, I guess, is the main character. I just don't care enough about them to remember their names. So Iris, I think it's Iris, is fighting a zombie. She's trying to get herself to be able to kill one, and she can't do it. She's a little bitch.
The same zombie from the first episode.
Yeah,
too.
she's sitting there fighting it and just
for a really long time,
whacking at it like a fucking piñata. And she ends up falling into a pool or something. It's not a pool, but it looks like a
ditch.
Little ravine thing. I don't know. So the zombie lands on a tree, and she's like, "Oh,
I got it.
Yeah,
I got
and then
it."
She's like, "Oh yeah," and then fucking throws up on its face. Cool. Now you're just fucking with them. What? Just fucking kill it. You're at this point, you're just being an asshole.
Doesn't she say something snarky?
Yeah, she's
too?
that's what you get.
Yeah, and
throws
walks
up on
off.
It. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? What is going on?
And her sister's she apologizes to the zombie. These kids are just fucking stupid. This is just ridiculous. So she apologized to it, and I can tell from that I feel like she's gonna get one of them killed. Because she's gonna start caring too much, or I don't know. Even though she's the one that's she killed that kid's mom, I don't know. I just feel like I want to see them die. I want to see these kids die. That's basically it. I would like to see one of them just get fucking eaten. That's really what this is missing, is that edge,
yeah.
The fear, while you're watching The Walking Dead, or if you've ever played the Telltale games, shit just comes out of nowhere and someone will fucking die. Yeah.
Games, all right.
Someone's gonna fucking die, and it just emotionally crushes you and
makes you cry. There were so many points in Walking Dead, I was super emotional, and everyone was emotionally attached to that whole fucking show. But this one, they're giving us so much backstory for these characters. Every single character is getting these random flashbacks that don't really matter or at all,
Yeah.
it's not relevant at all, and it could be spent doing something else, but we're getting all these flashbacks, and it's just it just makes me not like them even more.
I guess speaking of flashback, or no, we'll go to that later. I'll just go and order of these notes as the episode went on. So I don't know if you noticed, but these characters all have these weapons. They're like little sticks, and they have sheaths, and totally stolen from Attack on Titan.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No, I haven't watched Attack on Titan.
they have like these little like square like looking sword things in their hips, and they're like they pull it out to fight the Titans and shit, and it looks exactly the same. They all have leather jackets, and look, I'm gonna pull it up right now for her. Watch her laugh at this, okay?
Speaking of carrying, can we talk? Are we talking about the stupid fucking bowling ball that the main character decides to fucking carry this entire episode for?
The one sister finds a bowling ball, and you're just like, that's not practical at all. Like, who the fuck would just find this bowling ball and be like, oh, I want to carry it in the zombie apocalypse? Like,
it's gonna be a fun toy to keep later.
I guess, I don't know if what they're trying to purvey here is that these kids mostly grew up in this little community, and so they're not experienced in this whole world, so they don't really know, so they're just making the dumbest decisions. But again, this is The Walking Dead, you know, people die a lot, and there's got to be some consequences to these kids being stupid. If there's no consequences, then it's just like, what's the point, you know? It just, I don't know. It's just not realistic, which I know it's a zombie show, but, you know, fuck.
Nah, Walking Dead was, like, the most realistic, like, definitely realistic as fuck. And this is, like, I don't know, this does not make me make me think that the same people created the show that made that show, you know, like even the dialogue.
Yeah, it's also really annoying that they call them empties and not like walkers.
Yes, I thought I was gonna talk to you about that earlier.
It's like, why? I don't know. Maybe it makes them sound more, you know, less attached to them, so that they don't, you know. But again, they can't bring themselves to kill them, so it still doesn't work. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. But I guess the whole thing is that everyone in all the Walking Deads, every little community has had their own word for them. So I guess they're just carrying that on. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Next is the fucking nerd kid. I fucking hate this kid, bro. I don't know if it's the kid, his acting. I don't think it's the acting. Maybe a little bit of the acting, but his dialogue is just fucking stupid. Like, he says. He uses all these big words, but he uses them in a way that just makes them sound like really confusing, like he doesn't know what he's talking about, and it's just really distracting, you know. And he's like this typical, like it's like a, you know, 80s movie typical nerd kid. And he's like, oh, we got to do the calculations, and it just stopped. Like, what?
I don't know. Their dialogue, some of the characters, they're okay, but Iris, her dialogue is so fucking corny. It is so bad. It is like she is trying so hard to be like a quirky, like little fucking teenager, and it's such like, what she says, like the dumbest shit in the most like unnecessary times, like the most like where it's supposed to be dramatic and like, you know, they're doing something, and she's just like, that's what you get, like. I hate these characters. I hate them so much.
Plus side, zombie bees. You get to see, you know, the zombie design is really cool in this. This is one of the things I said I looked forward to in the first episode, is seeing how things have progressed, you know, over these years. I think we found out that this is 6 years after the current Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. So, like, so that's still like 14 years since the beginning of the outbreak, I think, something like that, something along those lines. Anyways, so you get to see like the progression of these zombies that have just been like kind of sitting there for a while. You got one that's got like grass growing on him and shit because he's stuck under a tree or a pole.
He had like mushrooms and shit like growing on his body. That was super cool.
Yeah, shout out to Hannibal. And then you get this one that's like stuck on a park bench. He's just been like sitting there for forever, I guess, because he, you know, there's not much around, and he's got hornets or bees like that made a nest inside of him, and so he opens his mouth and all these bees come out. It's really cool looking. I like that, but really, you know, that's that's pretty much it. That's the only plus side so far that we've found.
I think those were the only like interesting zombies.
Yeah, it's just like seeing the zombies in the world outside, which is what I was kind of looking forward to. So, guess we'll see what happens from there. Talked about the bowling ball. I mean, really, that's it. They go to.
We get like two different storylines in this episode. So we have the group of kids.
The guy that trained them.
Felix?
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
He's like trying to. He's
With
on their
his
trail.
partner.
Yeah, he's on their trail trying to find them. And you get some flashbacks with this guy to learn more of his backstory, which was cool to see. They went into that he was gay and his dad found out, you know, and kicked him out. And it was like right at the time of the zombie apocalypse, all this shit's happening.
He said he walked for 2 days to like get back to them.
He like went back and, you know, they were like, we don't want your help, you know, and he calls them, you know, the name, and then so you get some backstory with this guy. And then one thing I wanted to say was why he has this like blackout sleeve of tattoo on his arm. When the fuck did he get this? Because he had to have gotten it after the zombie apocalypse. When did you have time during the zombie apocalypse to go and get your arm tatted up? You know, like what?
I didn't notice that tattoo.
Yeah, he has like the sleeve. Anyways, and another problem that goes with this is you get all this backstory with him, and it builds up, and they're in this town, they're in his hometown, traveling through, and he's like, you know, he's like reminiscing. That's where all these flashbacks are coming from, and he sees his house. And so when his partner's asleep, he sneaks off and he wants to go, I guess, see if his parents are still there and kill them. And here's where there's a couple problems that I found. So first off, why are we to assume that his parents are still in this house? Did they really lock themselves up and no one in this 16 years or whatever of this zombie apocalypse, of this being in a town, no one has gone into this house? No one has gone into this house? Like, we know that, you know, this is what people do when there's a town, you know, people go through all the houses trying to find food and shit, you know, and somehow there's this house in this town that been untouched for 16 years. Ooh.
See?
Whatever. And then the other thing about that is that they don't show it. They talk about it, and then again, this is like my problem with the first episode is that it was all exposition, and that's exactly what happened here. He goes to kill his parents, he gets ready to, and then it just flashes back to him in the current time, and his partner's like, "Hey, where'd you go last night?" "Oh, killed my parents." That's it. They don't show anything. He just mentions it.
It's
He just
that
throws
casual
it out.
too.
Oh shit. He just throws it out. He's just like, "Oh, kill my parents." That's it. And then move on. That's it. Like, what?
Literally, it's what I was telling you. Like, this... They're acting like we're supposed to forget everything we know about The Walking Dead and, like, The Walking Dead universe and how people act and do things in the universe, yet they're gonna fucking link the same things. So it's like, what are we supposed to think, you know? Are we literally just supposed to forget everything and how people act and, like, loot and shit? Or, like, is it linked? And fucking are actual people smart enough to fucking... This doesn't make sense. Like, that whole scene where they're in the maze of the zombies or whatever, and they get, like, closed in, and at the very last moment, all 4 of them, like, run out. Like, that would not happen.
Yeah.
In The Walking Dead.
Well, I guess at the end, I think they, like, realize that, they realize that they're not all the way through it. They were only, like, halfway through. So they're still in this, like, maze. There's now, like, tires and burning, and... so I guess that's what's going to happen in the next episode as we get to see them continue on through this, and
it's going to be more story. I think they're like leading us on, honestly.
So yeah, so we're going to give it another shot. The rule of thumb is 3 episodes. If you're not interested in the show by 3 episodes, that's when you quit. So we've got one more to find out if it's worth it, which so far, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll even continue to watch it just as like a background show, just like throw it on while I'm gaming or something. I don't know. Not really paying attention to it. But I just want it to be good, you know? I would like more of The Walking Dead in a different way, but not this way. It's not it right now. So, but let us know what you guys thought or what you think, you know, do you like it? You know, let us know how we're wrong, if so. Let us know if it's good.
I don't know.
And why you think it's good.
I bet they do the same exact thing in the next episode, because if you remember the preview from the last episode that we watched, it made this episode seem like there was action, and it was getting kind of intense. And that was a complete lead on. If the next episode is all exposition again, and meaningless fucking dodging zombies and not killing any of them, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Or one of them dies. If one of them dies, we get to see one of these kids die.
If one of them dies next
too.
Episode, put me on record. I will watch the rest of the season. We can review the rest of the season.
So if you like what you see, let us know. You know, if you want us to keep doing a review. I don't know if we'll do one for each episode, because I don't know how many they plan. I don't know. And we have a lot of other stuff we're reviewing too. So, but I want to at least put in these first few episodes to let people know what it's all about and if it's worth watching. So, again, let us know your thoughts. Give us a like and subscribe. We're always doing horror movie reviews, horror VHS reviews, and metalcore. So I guess we'll see you guys next week. Check out our review for Lovecraft Country, and if you have not heard of Lovecraft Country or watched it at all, definitely watch it.
Get yourself a better show than
on
this.
TV right now. HBO Max, 100% worth it.
10/10.
Amazing. Anyways, like and subscribe. See you guys next week. Old Head Mike signing off, reminding you, never too old for this.
Someday, love will find you. Break those chains that bind you. One night will divide you. How we touch it with our